Welcome to all watching today to this 4A baseball playoff matchup between the 7th-seeded Saguaro Sabercats and the 10th-seeded Seton Catholic Sentinels, presented by Barro's Pizza. My name is Sammy Rivera. Alongside me is color commentator Ryan Sikora, and we will be along with you here this morning as we get ready. Ryan, how are you doing this morning?
Well, yeah, it's a rare morning first pitch for the Sabercats, probably the first one all year, and it's the early window of the 4A state playoff matchups in the first round, with a game at 12:30 later on, some games at 1 as well. So you could say the Sabercats lucked out with timing. But today, Thomas DeCesaro on the mound. He hasn't pitched in a long time. I wonder how that affects him. He's going to face Jacob Brown, who is the ace for this Seton Catholic ball club as well. So two pitchers that are going to look to advance their team to likely play Mesquite in the quarterfinals.
Absolutely, and we would just like to remind our audience, broadcast rights to this AIA postseason event have been granted to the Varsity Sports Show by the Arizona Interscholastic Association and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our viewing audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the AIA is prohibited. And as you were saying, Ryan, we have a very good game before us here between these Desert Sky region opponents. They have played each other twice this year because they are in the same region, and they split those games. Most recently, it was, last game, I believe it was, sorry, that's another game. But both teams, they ended up winning at their respective home fields.
Today's Thomas DeCesaro, and behind the plate is Frankie DiGregorio.
And on the mound, as you heard from the PA, is Thomas DeCesaro for the Sabercats. Leading it off for the Seton Catholic Sentinels is going to be
center fielder number 3, Josh Hamrick.
Going to be center fielder Josh Hamrick.
Yeah, Josh, he had pretty much two effective games the last time they played out. Obviously, behind him you have Jacob Brown and Rocco Gump, who do the majority of offense for Seton Catholic as the first pitch comes in.
First pitch strike there for Thomas DeCesaro. Nice job starting off strong. And the Sabercats, they actually ended the season on a 4-game losing streak. They did play 6A Chaparral and 5A Desert Mountain in that span. Second pitch is a bit high and outside for a ball.
As well as 4A Tucson South Point, who are the number 4 seed in this group. And you can't discount a tough Thunderbird team who finished ninth and have to play Notre Dame as well today.
That one is hit over to Ty Nelson at short. He fields it. Makes the nice throw over to first, the easy put out. 1 out down for the Sabercats now.
Good start for Thomas DeCesaro, who finds the strike zone pretty much every pitch there on the mound, and they easy ground out to Ty Nelson at short, the senior, who's been a magnet of the ball the last couple games. All during this losing streak, he's been the one player that's really shown through it for the Saguaro Sabercats.
Pitcher Jacob Brown now at the plate. Bit of a check swing, called a strike. 0-1 is the count. And, Seton Catholic, they actually finished the season on a 4-game win streak. Their most recent win, that one fouled off. Their most recent win was an 11-6 victory over Combs High School. That was earlier this week. They do enter, as we said in the open, seeded 10th in the 4A. That one a bit low. Breaking ball. Wasn't able to catch the zone.
First pitch that's gotten away from DeCesaro on the mound today. But so far, a strong start for a guy who hasn't pitched in a long, long time. Sometimes when you take too much time off, it can really affect you. But it's not really showing early on for Thomas.
And a strike 3 swung on by Brown. 2 outs now here in the top of the first for Thomas DeCesaro. Now coming to the plate, shortstop number 24, Rocco Gump. He had a very good game out at their place last time they played.
Yeah, it was obviously the big home run to blow the game wide open in Seton Catholic on the opener of the 2-game series they had. And then they came back and they got the better of them at home, which was probably a big factor in their victory here. Obviously, as you said, they split the series 1-1, both teams in the Desert Sky for a region. But for Thomas DeCesaro, this is going to be the key to their lineup. If he can keep Rocco Gump off the score sheet, off the base path, he should have a lot of success for Saguaro today.
The 0-1 from DeCesaro. A bit low. Evens up the count at 1-1. And again, this Desert Sky region, 4 of those 5 teams making the playoffs, 3 of those being in the top 10, and those are Marcos Deniza, Seton Catholic, Saguaro, and Mesquite.
Marcos, I think, finished 13th, but Mesquite, the number 2 team in the 4A region, arguably the favorite. A really talented team that has 4 or 5 pitchers that can obviously throw good stuff at you. Arguably the favorite for this 4A state championship tournament. The teams Saguaro and Seton Catholic are chasing.
Line down the first base side. That will fall foul. 2-2 now is the count as our scoreboard here at Saguaro gets caught up.
Great contact there from Rocco Gump, battling early. Rising pitch count for DeCesaro, who got through the first 2 relatively easily. Rocco Gump giving him a bit more trouble.
And the 2-2. Sidearm delivery, strike 3 looking. Quick 3 up and 3 down for Thomas DeCesaro. An excellent start for the junior. And we will get ready to take our first break here on the Varsity Sports Show Network. Welcome back here. Leading it off for the Saguaro Sabercats is Ty Nelson, followed by Thomas DeCesaro on the mound. Batting third is right fielder Tanner Nelson, followed by designated hitter Miles Crutchley. Batting fifth is going to be center fielder Javen Jacobs. Seventh, left fielder Cale Herrera. And as we get more down, we'll announce the rest. But Cale Herrera will be followed by Cole Stocks, followed by Frank DiGregorio and Aiden Bronska.
Great start in that first inning for the pitcher Thomas DeCesaro as Ty takes one off the bottom of the bat.
Yeah, a bit of a check swing there. Looks like it caught him on the end of the bat. And the 1-0 from Brown swung on. Excuse me, our scoreboard here at Saguaro making an adjustment. It is 0-2 now. Brown shakes off the first, delivers in the dirt. First ball of the at-bat.
Almost a hitch there in Jacob Brown's windup. He looked like he paused for a second, didn't like what he was about to do, and it obviously ends up in the dirt. 1-2. To Ty Nelson, 381 on the year. Fouled off over the right field line.
And Brown on the season has a 2.60 ERA, 31 strikeouts on the season through 35 innings pitched. He has Nelson in a bit of a hole here, the 1-2. Breaking ball swung on and lifted to center field. Center fielder will call it off and make the easy catch out there. That is Josh Hamrick out there in center field for making the play for the first out. Stepping up to the plate now, pitcher Thomas DeCesaro. On the season, he is batting .415, 22 hits, 9 runs, and 11 RBIs.
Not the cleanest start from Jacob Brown on the mound, but he does his job, gets a high fly ball out there to Josh Hamrick, center, who does the easy routine catch. DeCesaro, the pitcher, trying to help his own cause.
That pitch right in there down the middle for the first strike of the at-bat for DeCesaro.
Good pitch from Jacob Brown on the mound, who I believe we were calling Sam Brown the last time he appeared against us.
That one high. Another good pitch in there, low. Second strike of the at-bat. 1-2 now is the count. And last time we were out, Brown had a very good outing at Seton Catholic. That one in the dirt evens it up at 2-2.
DeCesaro battling here, has a good eye there on that fourth pitch of the at-bat.
Brown again shakes off the first. Delivers a breaking ball in there. And DeCesaro looks like we have a mix-up here. It said our umpire thought that was the second strike of the at-bat. We have the Seton Catholic head coach coming out arguing that that was the third strike of the at-bat, asking
I thought that was the third strikeout of the at-bat, in all fairness.
I
and
do believe so as well.
it looks like they've just signaled it as the third strikeout. Thomas DeCesaro looks like he will strike out.
And it was tough. It looked like Thomas DeCesaro turned around and said the home plate umpire told him there was only one strike on him. Although, as we thought, I believe that would have been strike three. Umpires now grouping up.
3 umpires today instead of the normal 2, and Thomas DeCesaro will strike out as the second batter of the game. Jacob Brown starting off strong for the Sentinels of Seton Catholic.
And that'll bring up to the plate number 14 right fielder Tanner Nelson. He's batting .364 on the season. Been having a good season at the plate. 16 hits and 10 runs. First pitch swung on.
I know it's early, but a real pitcher's duel seems to be brewing. DeCesaro had a solid top of the first. Jacob Brown doing much of the same here.
That one is lifted up. It'll stay in the infield, and shortstop Rocco Gump will retire. The Sabercats will get ready to head into the top of the second inning as we take another break here on the Varsity Sports Show Network.
The Varsity Sports Show and the National Youth Football and Cheer Association proudly present NYFCA TV. Every Saturday morning at 10, the Varsity Sports Show's Vince DeLizio and NYFCA Commissioner Jason Hirsch bring you the best of Arizona youth football, including previews and highlights. Then at 10:30, catch the football game of the week with Arizona's top players up to age 14. Join Vince, Jason, and friends every Saturday morning from Mavericks in Scottsdale on NYFCA TV.
Welcome back to the Varsity Sports Show Network. We are here at Saguaro High School for this 4A playoff matchup presented by Barrows Pizza. Leading off the top of the second inning for the Sentinels is going to be third baseman Michael Williamson. First pitch from DeCesaro, breaking ball, misses a bit outside, ball one.
DeCesaro, this was the problem at Seton Catholic the last time he came out and pitched. He wasn't quite getting the calls right on the zone, and a little early on, that's the first one he's just missed.
Excuse us. Getting settled here in the booth. That last pitch was a strike from DeCesaro in there, swung on. That one will miss outside.
That's two straight that just barely missed for Thomas DeCesaro. Obviously, the first one was a little bit closer than that one there, but...
Yeah, both very similar spots, though, on that outside corner. 2-1 is chopped over to third base. The throw in the dirt, but the play is made over at first base by Cole Stocks. The throw that time made by Chase Seo over there at third base.
Yeah, tough throw to make from the third base to first base spot. Long, long throw. Chase Seo normally not out there. Normally it is Thomas DeCesaro. Obviously he is on the mound today. So Chase gets tested early and stands up to it. And I think that second pitch to that outside corner was probably just to test the strike zone.
First pitch to now TJ Steinkamp is in there for strike one.
Yeah, and DeCesaro right away works the opposite inside of the strike zone instead of going outside.
Check swing. First base umpire says he did not go. Evens up the count at 1-1. That one ripped down the first base line, foul.
Right into the dugout of the away dugout of Seton Catholic. Steinkamp flashes the bat speed 1 and 2.
One, two is hit up the middle. Ty Nelson will field it. He makes the throw over to Cole Stocks, the second out of the inning for the Sabercats. And a really, really good start for Thomas DeCesaro.
Causing ground balls is obviously Thomas DeCesaro's forte on the mound. He's now got 51 strikeouts on the year with the 2 in the first inning. He came into the day with 49. But so far the story of this game has been Thomas DeCesaro causing those ground balls.
First pitch is, excuse me. Check swing. Umpire says no go. 1-0 is the count.
To Ethan Chavez. I think he's a sophomore.
Good pitch in there by DeCesaro. That's first strike of the at-bat. 1-1 now. Ethan Chavez playing second base for the Sentinels. On deck we do have number 28, catcher David Osana. And DeCesaro, he'll get Chavez way out in front on that one. 1-2 now. DeCesaro shakes off 2. The windup. Another breaking ball. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. That is 6 batters up, 6 batters down for Thomas DeCesaro, the junior, having a great start here in this playoff game. And we will take another break here on the Varsity Sports Show Network. Thank you for being with us.
Everything you've ever told yourself, every form of resistance, every fight you've ever battled, every problem that you've ever had, we've got the solution for it. It starts with you.
Leading it off here in the bottom of the second for the Sabercats is going to be designated hitter number 12, Miles Crutchley. Again, this 4A playoff matchup between the Saguaro Sabercats and Seton Catholic Sentinels is brought to you by Barrow's Pizza.
Good first inning from Jacob Brown on the mound as he delivers the first pitch a little bit high, but causing 2 flyouts, one to center, one to the shortstop Rocco Gump, and obviously the strikeout looking to Thomas DeCesaro. There was a bit of confusion on that one.
Another high pitch brings the count to 2-0 to Crutchley, right where he wants to be in a hitter's count. Brown again shakes off the first. That pitch will be in there. Strike one. 2-1 now is the count for Crutchley. Another one a bit high, 3-1 now. Sabercats close to getting base runner on with no outs. That pitch in the dirt, ball 4. Miles Crutchley is aboard, and that will bring up, I believe that is number 6, Javen Jacobs. He's out there at center field for the Sabercats.
First base runner of the day for the Cats. It's Miles Crutchley earning another one of those walks. He's, in the short amount of time we've seen Miles this year, obviously coming off the DL with the shoulder injury, he's shown a propensity to earn his place on the bag with a good eye. He does it here to get the Cats underway in the yellow pinstripes, or the yellow jerseys with the black pinstripes.
First pitch is a bit low, called the ball, and as you were saying, Saguaro choosing to wear what we'll call gold jerseys with some black pinstripes.
First time they've worn it all year, probably.
Believe so.
It's the playoff uniform.
Some nice stirrups to go along with it, Seton Catholic, and some red tops. That one is popped up back behind the catcher. It will fall foul. As we were saying, the Seton Catholic Sentinels wearing red tops, some gray pants. Majority of the Saguaro team is wearing some black stirrups. These unis are a really nice look. Pickoff over to first. Miles Crutchley is in there safe. Brown just trying to keep him honest over there. Not too big of a lead for Crutchley. Brown delivers. A bit low and outside. They'll try to pick off, throw behind Crutchley. Not in time. He's back safe. Coach Mickey now giving his signs over to Crutchley at first as Brown steps back on the rubber. 2-1 now is the count. Brown comes set. Check swing by Jacobs, no go. 3-1 now is the count.
Yeah, good eye from Javen Jacobs there. Really wanted to swing at that pitch. Saw it come, start high and finish high. Miles Crutchley obviously remains on first. As you said, not that big of a leadoff. He's not that fast of a base runner as well, but clearly rattling Jacob Brown a little.
3-1 from Brown. Swung on by Jacobs. Foul tip into the catcher's glove. Excuse me. Will make it a full count. 3-2 to Jacobs. Brown gets the sign, checks over at Crutchley at first. Now time is called by Jacobs at the plate. Big spot here for the Sabercats. (3-2). Crutchley goes. That one swung on and fouled back. We'll have another go at it. And on deck for the Sabercats, we do have number 11, Cale Herrera, playing left field for Saguaro. Brown comes set. Pickoff over to first. Crutchley back in time. Still no outs here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, and a long at-bat taking place here with Javen Jacobs. Those Seton Catholic players just standing out in the sun. It's the earliest game, the hottest game, the highest this point that the sun has been at all year.
And that 3-2 pitch in there for a strike. Javen Jacobs will go down looking. They tried to throw behind Miles Crutchley at first, unable to get him out.
First strikeout of the game for Jacob Brown. A good recovery after walking Miles, and Kyle Herrera, the lefty, out in left field, steps up. Shows bunt.
Third baseman will charge, but Crutchley goes to second. High throw. Crutchley's in there in time. It was very close. Looked like Rocco Gump might have had a chance at him. But nonetheless, Miles Crutchley is in there safe.
Yeah, and Gump slides over kind of casually from that shortstop position to try and make the play. Really had a shot at it. A good throw, a little high. Would have loved it a little lower, but a good motion down from Gump to try and make the tag. Unsuccessfully, though.
Yeah, it looked like he almost got him on the helmet. But Brown will deliver that one high and outside. On deck now for Saguaro is first baseman Cole Stocks. He'll likely have an opportunity at the plate. The pitch from Brown in there for a strike. Scoreboard is having some issues here at Saguaro. We do believe it is a 2-2 count. Brown will get his sign and check on Crutchley at second. Throw, breaking ball is a bit low. Herrera kind of just threw his bat at it, lofted it to the second baseman, who will make the catch for the second out of the inning.
Baseman number 5, Cole Stocks.
Well, and to start the inning, we had that walk by Miles Crutchley, but the Sabercats have not been able to do much.
Yeah, that middle infield, obviously Ethan Chavez makes the fly ball catch there for the Sentinels. But the middle infield is the strength of this Sentinel defense, with Rocco Gump obviously being the standout player as Cole Stocks digs in the first baseman.
That one was ripped down the third base line, just foul. That definitely would have scored Miles Crutchley had it been fair. Didn't look like the third baseman over there for the Sentinels had an opportunity at it. That was Williamson over there at third.
Yeah, and at first it lands fair, but then obviously as it reaches the third base path, it is foul. It was a good, easy call to make by the home plate umpire. Miles Crutchley remains at second base.
That pitch a bit low in the zone, swung on by Stocks. Bring the count to 0-2. Brown a bit closer to getting out of this one after gave up a leadoff walk. Brown steps off after shaking off a couple signs from the catcher. Brown again shaking off. Now comes set.
Last time he did this, he obviously got the big strikeout on the breaking ball. Let's see what he does here.
Another breaking ball, as you mentioned, and that one is fouled back by Stocks, staying alive.
And we saw this, and he had success last time out against us at Seton Catholic. He loved that breaking ball to get that strikeout going. He obviously has the fastball in his pocket, but the off-speed pitch that he likes to throw out there, the difference is stark, and that is his go-to pitch in tough spots, big spots.
The 0-2 from Brown, a bit low, called a ball. First ball of the at-bat makes it 1-2. Crutchley still at second.
Much longer inning here for the Sentinel defense and Jacob Brown. Lots of battles. Not only as Miles Crutchley got on base, but the pitching duels have seemed longer. Strike three goes to Cole Stocks. He walks Miles Crutchley to start off the inning, but Jacob Brown gets out of the inning. It'll be the top of the third on the Varsity Sports Network. Playoff baseball when we return.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Varsity Sports Show Network and this 4A playoff baseball presented by Barro's Pizza. We would just like to remind our audience that broadcast rights to this AIA postseason event have been granted to the Varsity Sports Show by the Arizona Interscholastic Association and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our viewing audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the AIA is prohibited. And leading it off here in the top of the third for the Sentinels is going to be catcher David Osana. First pitch from DeCesaro in there for a strike.
And so far through the first 6 batters of the game, Thomas, 3 strikeouts and 3 ground balls, all to the middle, 1 to third, 2 to short. That one's down in the dirt. Good play by DeGregorio to make the stop.
And as you said, all those plays hit over to the left side of the infield. Nothing making it out of the infield yet for the Sentinels. And on deck for the Sentinels is number 44, Gerard Gherkin. He's out at left field. That one high in the zone is hit out to right field. That's Tanner Nelson right on the right field line, unable to make the play. He throws back behind the runner at first, and they got him out at first. What a play by Tanner Nelson.
Yeah, Tanner Nelson almost with the E9 out there in right field is able to gather the ball. Tough base running from David Osana, not the smartest base running out there from him. They're able to throw him out at first for a lucky first out in the third for Saguaro.
Lucky first out and a heads-up play out there by Tanner Nelson and Cole Stocks to be ready for that throw. First pitch to Gherkin is a bit low in the dirt.
Another young player in this Seton Catholic lineup, a team not only for the now but for the future, going to be a big threat in 4A in the coming years. Saguaro obviously has some youth to their lineup as well, as Gherkin fouls one over the left field line.
Yeah, he's just a bit late on that pitch there. And as you were saying, especially considering that Jacob Brown is just a junior, I believe, very promising on the mound. Both he and Thomas DeCesaro, the matchup between the two juniors. And the 1-1 from Ches in there for a strike. Brings the count to 1-2. The 1-2 in the dirt was a breaking ball. DeGregorio unable to handle it. 2-2 now is the count. 2-2 just misses on the inside corner. Full count now here to Gherkin. That one is hit over to Ty Nelson at short, fields it, makes the throw over to Cole Stocks at first, was a bit low, and Cole Stocks unable to make the play over there. And Seton Catholic now with a runner on.
Yeah, obviously the throw from Ty, a bit throw. We're going to score that as an E6 instead of the E3 to Cole Stocks. Tough throw from Cole Stocks. That's probably the easiest throw he's had to make of the 3 or 4 that's been hit to him all day. But you make a mistake every once in a while. Playoff stakes are high here as a high fly ball will be hit to Javen Jacobs out in center, who makes the play. Gherkin checks up, which will get us back to the top of the order with Josh Hamrick.
Number 3, the center fielder, Josh Hamrick.
And his last time up, he did just hit grounder over to Ty Nelson that they were able to put out. Excuse me, as we get Thomas DeCesaro's pitch count back up. Now approaching 40 pitches here. Pickoff over at first, unable to get Gherkin over there. He is back safely. And DeCesaro now working from the stretch with that runner on. That one missed high and inside for a ball. It's a bit close. Made the center fielder, Josh Hamrick, pull his head back. And that one is swung on. 41 pitches now, getting ready to throw the 42nd for Thomas DeCesaro. He'll check the runner at first and picks off. Not in time. Gherkin back safely.
DeCesaro thought he had him at first. Stocks thought he had him at first. The umpire disagrees, and Gherkin will remain on the bag and keep the third inning going.
That one lofted right to Ty Nelson. He just needed to roam back just slightly to make that catch. And that will retire the side. We'll come back to you with the bottom of the third. Leading it off for the Sabercats is going to be Frank DiGregorio. Thank you for watching the Varsity Sports Show Network.
Everything you've ever told yourself, every form of resistance, every fight you've ever battled, every problem that you've ever had, we've got the solution for it. It starts with you.
The Varsity Sports Show and the National Youth Football and Cheer Association proudly present NYFCA TV. Every Saturday morning at 10, the Varsity Sports Show's Vince DeLizio and NYFCA Commissioner Jason Hirsch bring you the best of Arizona youth football, including previews and highlights. Then at 10:30, catch the football game of the week with Arizona's top players up to age 14. Join Vince, Jason, and friends every Saturday morning from Mavericks in Scottsdale on NYFCA TV.
Welcome back here to the bottom of the third inning out here at Saguaro High School. Again, this playoff matchup in the 4A conference is brought to you by Barro's Pizza. Frank DiGregorio, the catcher for the Sabercats, is leading us off here. He's batting .333 on the season with 14 hits. Has not scored, but that is because he usually gets a courtesy runner once he gets on. First pitch to DiGregorio is lifted behind the first baseman. Both the first baseman and second baseman will lay out for that, unable to make the catch. And DiGregorio is on another base runner with no outs for the Sabercats, and courtesy runner number 7, I believe that is Jacob Pickett, coming out for DiGregorio.
Yep, Frank just bloops one right over the second baseman, Ethan Chavez, and the first baseman, that is, I believe, Tommy or TJ Steinkamp. And Jacob Pickett comes out. Obviously, we've discussed it a lot this year. Not the cleanest base runner, but a lot of speed out on the path. He got thrown out twice on Wednesday at Seton Catholic. But he is a big weapon to have in playoff baseball.
Brown now. And actually Bronska squared to bunt on that one. Fouled it off.
Aiden batting .333 on the year, but obviously in that 9 spot you get a lot of situational baseball with the top of the order Ty Nelson coming up next, trying to get the speedy Jacob Pickett to second base.
Pickoff over at first. Pickett is back safely.
Pickett, a senior, looking to contribute in his final season of high school baseball in the state of Arizona here in this 4A state playoff match.
Another pickoff at first. Pickett again back safely. Bronska, meanwhile, waiting at the plate for another pitch. 0-1 is the count. And again, back to that hit by Frank DiGregorio. He had both the second baseman, Ethan Chavez, and first baseman, TJ Steinkamp, having to lay out for that. That 0-1 pitch is fouled back. Brings the count to 0-2. On deck for the Sabercats is Ty Nelson. We'll get back to the start of the lineup.
And again, Joe Mickey just trying to get a runner in scoring position for those batters who are going to look to make adjustments on Jacob Brown the second time through the lineup. Another pickoff attempt towards Pickett, who is safe.
Pickett getting a lot of action over there at first. Brown sets, and he delivers the 0-2. Bit outside. Osana looked like he wanted to throw behind Pickett at first. Decided to eat it. 1-2 now is the count.
Yeah, and that's happened once or twice this year to Jacob on the mound. Gets a little too eager, trying to get to second, and obviously gets stuck at first. Or gets stuck in between the base path and is out at first. But that time, good job from Jacob to sit on the bag a little more.
Another pickoff at first. Pickett is back safely. Brown really trying to get Pickett out over at first base.
Yeah, and it's playoff baseball, and it's different from Major League Baseball or even collegiate baseball. It's a one-off, so every single base can count. And keeping a runner at every single base, or even getting a guy stealing as Pickett goes high in the sky.
That one actually comes into our mock studio here.
Yeah, but Jacob Pickett tries to go to second there. Obviously, that's the first time they don't really check him. He does go. Foul ball will keep him at first. We've added a tent, though, to the mock studio today, which is nice.
We have some much-needed shade for this 11 a.m. first pitch. Bronska now in the batter's box, waiting for the 1-2 from Brown. Bit high, and Osana will throw behind Pickett, but Pickett is back safely at first.
And
2-2, excuse me, go ahead.
Aiden Bronska doing a very good job of battling here, as you were going to say. It's 2-2, but it's obviously been much longer at bat than just the 4 pitches shown on the card. And that has to do with Jacob Pickett, obviously being a nuisance out there at first.
Pickett will go. Osana throws. Looks like it is in time, and Rocco Gump makes the tag for the first out of the inning. Well, and as you were saying, this is playoff baseball. You have to take some risks out there on the base path, and that time just didn't work out for the Sabercats.
Yeah, every base counts, both offensively and defensively. Rocco Gump, who just missed the tag towards on Miles Crutchley early on, this time he does get it, as Bronska will fly one over the right field line towards a now empty softball field. Nothing going on out there today. But Jacob Pickett, obviously he's got a lot of speed, a great guy to have out there in scoring position when a ball gets into the outfield. He's always going to score from second if a ball gets down in the outfield. But on the base path, he's had his struggles this year. The 3-2 to Aiden Bronska.
And that'll be ball 4.
Pitch was just high, a breaking ball attempt. He's loved that breaking ball to try and get the man out, but it's just a little high. The catcher, David Osana, attempts to frame it in the strike zone. He can't quite fool the umpire. Another walk in this inning for another walk, and another batter reached in the inning for the Cats. Brings up Ty Nelson in the top of the order, flew out to center last time.
That one is a bit inside at the knees for ball 1.
Aiden Bronska with a nice leadoff as well. So Saguaro clearly going to value getting to that scoring, to that runners in scoring position spot at second.
Another pickoff. This time it's Bronska over there at first. He's back safely. And the pitching counts are starting to even up here for Brown and DeCesaro. Brown, I believe, is getting ready to throw his 42nd pitch as we wait for the scoreboard out here.
I don't think you're going to get the scoreboard out there.
Excuse me, it was the 44th pitch. That is lifted towards second base. Excuse me, the second baseman over on the right side of the infield, and he makes the easy play over at first base to get Ty Nelson out at first.
Yep, Ty can't quite leg it out to first. That's a tough pitch to run as it was a slow blooper to Ethan Chavez at second. But Aiden Bronska gets into scoring position with 2 outs. Thomas DeCesaro, who struck out looking in what was a weird little moment where he thought he only had 1 strike, and that was strike 2, but it ended up being strike 3. So he struck out looking to generate some offense and make up for that mistake here in the 3rd inning.
And Aiden Bronska now at second base. Good pitch in there by Brown for the first strike of the at-bat. Brown gets the sign. He'll check on Bronska at second. No one really threatening him.
Healthy leadoff for Aiden Bronska there. Normally when you get that big of a leadoff, you get the shortstops to slide over and he starts to pat on his glove. Rocco Gump confident enough in his abilities to where he doesn't have to quite do that yet. Bronska just being a nuisance out there.
You can see Rocco Gump started creeping over, and Bronska is able to get back in time. That was a close play.
Umpire thought about it, was going to show safe, thought about it for just a second, hesitated, then fully showed safe. But Rocco Gump, now that's the 3rd close call he's had to make. He's obviously gotten 1 out on Jacob Pickett's steal. Didn't quite get Miles Crutchley, can't quite get Aiden Bronska there. The 0-1.
Cesaro swings on that one. He'll lift it into center field. And the play is made out there in center field by Josh Hamrick. That will retire the side as we get ready to come back with the top of the 4th inning. Leading it off for the Sentinels will be pitcher Jacob Brown. Thank you again for watching on the Varsity Sports Show Network.
The Varsity Sports Show and the National Youth Football and Cheer Association proudly present NYFCA TV. Every Saturday morning at 10, the Varsity Sports Show's Vince DeLizio and NYFCA Commissioner Jason Hirsch bring you the best of Arizona youth football, including previews and highlights. Then at 10:30, catch the football game of the week with Arizona's top players up to age 14. Join Vince, Jason, and friends every Saturday morning from Mavericks in Scottsdale on NYFCA TV.
Top of the 4th here out at Saguaro High School in this 4A conference playoff matchup between the Saguaro Sabercats and the Seton Catholic Sentinels, presented by Barro's Pizza. Thomas DeCesaro coming back out for another inning on the mound.
Yeah, and he gets to face the heart of this Sentinel lineup. 2-3-4, Jacob Brown, the pitcher, Rocco Gump, the shortstop, and Michael Williamson, the 3rd baseman. The big bats coming up for the team in red, the Seton Catholic Sentinels from Chandler. The 3rd time they've faced each other this year, the Cats and the Sentinels. As we said earlier, splitting at 1-1. DeCesaro hangs out there so far. 3 strikeouts through 3 innings. A couple errors in that last inning for the defense. They've got to clean it up. In a 0-0 game, errors can be the difference in a 1-0 loss or a 1-0 win, especially in playoffs.
And as we said, Brown now stepping into the batter's box. DeCesaro, 42 pitches thrown on the day so far. First pitch a bit low and outside. Called a ball, 1-0 now. And I believe last time these teams played, at least when we were out at Seton Catholic, Thomas DeCesaro was on the bump. As that second pitch is hit foul down the 3rd base line. Herrera attempted to make a play way out there in left field, but unable to cover enough ground.
Kyle had to come a long way to go make that catch. That one was well fouled. He almost got there in the end. But you are correct. Thomas DeCesaro was on the bump when they faced each other at Seton Catholic. Also Jacob Brown. So it's the same pitching matchup. It's the second time these teams have seen these pitchers. Obviously, Seton Catholic got the better of the Cats that day.
I was just going to say, last time it just seemed like the Sentinels had Thomas DeCesaro's number, and we're all over him.
I think the umpire had Thomas DeCesaro's number. Nothing was going for the right way for Thomas DeCesaro. Pitches on the right on the line of the strike zone were never quite ending up going his way. Today it's been a little bit different. He's gotten some strikes, he's gotten some balls. It's been a little more 50-50. He's having a bit more success.
You are right. That last game when we were out there at Seton Catholic, it was a tough day on the mound for DeCesaro when it came to those close calls. But the umpire today, very consistent. The 2-2 from DeCesaro. That one is lined into center field. Javen Jacobs, he'll lay out for it, unable to make the play. It'll go all the way to the wall. Brown is heading to second, looking for three. He will take third. The throw coming into the cutoff, Ty Nelson. And Brown slides in at third for a leadoff triple.
The pitcher, Jacob Brown, causes an eruption from the exceptional amount of Seton Catholic fans that have traveled here to Scottsdale, Arizona. About a, what would you say, a 20, 25-minute drive? Probably up there from Seton Catholic. But Jacob Brown helps his own cause, gets a runner into perfect scoring opportunity. A runner on third, no outs, especially for this man at the plate, Rocco Gump, the shortstop. Obviously the home run last time out between these two sides.
First pitch to Gump is hit straight to Ty Nelson. Brown will score, and the play is made over at first. Sentinels first to get on the board. They have a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and the fielder's choice from the shortstop, Ty Nelson. He elects not to take the man at third, and in the end, it's the easy out. But scores a run. It's 1-0 Seton Catholic. Jacob Brown's triple, and he gets around easily to score on a fielder's choice. Michael Williamson, the third baseman, comes up.
And last time Williamson was up, he grounded out to third base. First pitch low and outside from DeCesaro. That next pitch is a bit inside. 2-0 now to Williamson. This might be the first 2-0 count we have seen from Thomas DeCesaro today, as he has now eclipsed 50 pitches on the day. 2-0 is in there for a strike. Was a bit of a check swing by Williamson.
It was in the zone anyway, and Thomas DeCesaro, this is now the big spot of the game here. He's given up a run. Can he maintain his level that he's been at so far? Obviously, the triple was the first real threat they've shown all day, and that's a strike 2 in there. He's battled back.
Yes, 2 good fastballs right in the zone. Got himself right back into that 2-2 count.
And that's DeCesaro's comfort pitch, that fastball, whereas Jacob Brown loves to go with the off-speed pitch. Whenever Thomas is in a tough spot, he loves to just fire one into the strike zone.
The 2-2 in the dirt, but swung on by Williamson. Frank DiGregorio, the catcher, will make the play out at first.
Not a very good swing for Michael Williamson, all way out in front of it on a pitch that was well outside the zone as well. So far outside the zone that DiGregorio couldn't even quite gather it, and he was forced to make the throw to first for strike out number 1 and out number 2 of the inning.
In bringing up to the plate now, first baseman TJ Steinkamp grounded out to Ty Nelson at short last time up. First pitch is a bit high and outside, 1-0.
And for the Saguaro offense, a team that wasn't able to generate a lot of offense down the stretch in the 4-game losing streak, as Steinkamp gets one up the middle. Grounder to Jacob Brown. He'll walk to first and be on the bag.
He ripped that one right back up the middle, almost hit DeCesaro on the mound. Another base runner here for the Sentinels, this time with 2 outs.
But an offense, as we were saying before the line drive from Steinkamp, an offense that hasn't generated much in the last 4 games during that losing streak, couldn't generate a lot of offense when they played at Seton Catholic, was able to do a lot better on the offensive side of the ball when they weren't facing Jacob Brown.
First pitch just misses outside. 1-0 now. This is the catcher David Osana at the plate.
But in this pitching match, that one run may be the difference here, as every run's going to count against Jacob Brown, or against Thomas DeCesaro, because Jacob Brown's not going to give you much.
You're absolutely right. Every run is going to count in this game. Pickoff over at first. Steinkamp is in there, safe. Excuse me, it is not David Osana at the plate. It is Ethan Chavez, number 12, the second baseman. He has DeCesaro gets him way out in front on that one, makes it 2-1.
And I believe that's the third or fourth pitch that Ethan Chavez is just, he's killing Ethan Chavez with the off-speed pitch. Every single time Thomas DeCesaro has thrown a strike to Ethan Chavez, it's just been an off, it's just, he's way out in front every time.
2-1, just misses a breaking ball, and DeCesaro looks to his dugout for some reassurance after that pitch.
Miles Crutchley throws up his hands in disbelief as well out there in the dugout.
3-1. Misses high, ball 4, and the runner, 27 Steinkamp will move over to second. 2 runners on here with 2 outs for the Sentinels.
Yeah, and DeCesaro can't quite catch a break there. Obviously, we were talking about what it was like at Seton Catholic the last time they faced. He was just missing on the zone. He misses 2 right on the zone there, and even one of those changes the course of that at-bat. And now with 2 runners on for David Osana, a big opportunity for Seton Catholic to put more runs on the board.
Last time up, David Osana had that pop fly down the right field line that Tanner Nelson wasn't able to catch in the air, but he made the heads-up play and threw behind Osana and got him out at first.
Yeah,
First pitch.
It wasn't the best base running from David Osana, and that pitch right there is called a strike. It's almost the exact same pitch that we saw him call a ball on TJ Steinkamp, on Ethan Chavez just now.
0-1 from DeCesaro. He'll get David Osana to swing on that one. 0-2 now is the count. And DeCesaro has passed now 60 pitches on the day.
Biggest pitch of the game for Thomas DeCesaro here, trying to get out with 2 on and 1 run already having scored here in the top of the 4th.
Breaking ball just misses outside for the first ball of the at-bat.
On deck is Gerard Gherkin for the Sentinels.
And with 2 strikes on, not paying too much attention to that runner at second. Aiden Bronska was threatening as that is lined out into right field. Tanner Nelson will play it off the hop. Will there be a play at the plate? The throw comes into Cole Stocks, no throw. A second run comes across. That is TJ Steinkamp for the Sentinels. A 2-0 lead now for the Sentinels. They now have a runner on first and third, bringing Gherkin to the plate with 2 outs.
Yeah, that RBI single from David Osana brings in the second run of the inning. As you said, moves Ethan Chavez to third. It's a single for David Osana. No throw attempt from Cole Stocks just to make sure they were going to hold Ethan Chavez at third. A chance for Gerard Gherkin with 2 outs and a runner at third and a runner at first to drive in some more.
Gherkin, the lefty, takes the first pitch. It's inside for a ball. Certainly close.
And that's a couple now. We talked about it, how it rattled DeCesaro at times away at Seton Catholic. In that first game, they faced him off, and they lost big time. He's been pretty consistent so far with finding that strike zone, but now when he's working that line, this inning especially, it has not gone his way. And we've seen 2 runs score probably because of it.
The 1-0 to Gherkin. Swung on, fouled off. Evens up the count at 1-1. And as we said earlier, the winner of this game will move on and play on Tuesday at 4 p.m. They will play the winner of the Buckeye Union and Mesquite game. Buckeye Union being seeded number 15, Mesquite number 2. That game is currently going on over at Mesquite High School. 1-1 pitch, bit high. 2-1 now is the count. And should Mesquite win that game that they are currently playing, they will host that game on Tuesday. But should Buckeye Union pull off the upset, the winner of this game will be host on Tuesday. 2-1 pitch is fouled off.
It'd be an unbelievably tall task for Buckeye Union to win that game. Obviously, I think that's a bigger mismatch than the 1-16 matchup. Canyon Del Oro is great, but Matt Mesquite team just is so deep and talented all across the board.
The 2-2 from DeCesaro. High and outside. Brings it to a full count now. DeCesaro really just needs to get out of this jam. He's had 2 outs on the Sentinels for a while now. Pickoff over to first. They got the runner in between. Throw at second. They'll get him out before the runner can come home for the Sentinels. Thomas DeCesaro not able to keep them off the scoreboard any longer. A 2-0 lead for the Sentinels, and Jacob Brown now walking back out to the mound as we take another break here on the Varsity Sports Show Network.
After 3.5, it's Seton 2. Number 14, the
Welcome
right
back
fielder,
here.
Tanner Nelson,
Here in the
leading
bottom
off
of the
bottom
4th in this 4A playoff matchup between the Saguaro Sabercats and the Seton Catholic Sentinels, presented by Barrow Pizza. Leading it off here for the Sabercats is right fielder Tanner Nelson. He hits a grounder over to the second baseman, and the easy throw is made. That is Ethan Chavez for the Sentinels out at second base, and an easy first out for Jacob Brown.
Yeah, not the start you're looking for if you're Saguaro here. Obviously, giving up the 2 runs in what was a tough top of the 4th. Need to generate some score, some runners here in order to score with Miles Crutchley at the plate, who walked his first time up.
Pitch misses the zone for the first ball of the at-bat. 1-0 now is the count. Another ball to Crutchley, 2-0 now. And Crutchley lifts that one down the first base side. It'll fall foul. 2-1 now is the count. Brown delivers. Breaking ball is a bit high. 3-1 now for Crutchley.
Again, Miles Crutchley looking for what would I believe be his 6th walk on the season in just a short amount of time. Only played or appeared in 4 games.
That one hit to the left side of the infield. Play is made over at third base, but the throw is wild. Crutchley will go to second. Steinkamp giving chase over at first base. Crutchley will hold at second in what will likely go down as an E5 on the throw.
Yeah, I would say that's an E5 from the third baseman, Michael Williamson. Allows Miles Crutchley to give Saguaro a runner in scoring position for Javen Jacobs.
And it actually looks like the home plate umpire, all the umpires actually will get together. Miles Crutchley jogging over to the dugout to give a piece of equipment. And as looks like they will break in, let Coach Mickey know what's going on. Still not quite sure what they are discussing out there. Possible interference on the base path, maybe.
Well, either way, Miles Crutchley will remain at second for Javen Jacobs, who has 10 RBIs on the year. In a great spot, a great opportunity for Saguaro to back up what was a tough top of the fourth with a response here in the bottom.
And up at the plate is center fielder Javen Jacobs. His last at bat, he did go down looking. Was the second strikeout of the game for Jacob Brown. Brown now comes set after he checks Crutchley at second. The pitch. Swung on by Crutchley and fouled over to Coach Mickey, unable to make the play over there.
A little early from Javen Jacobs there, eager to get that ball in play and score Miles Crutchley.
Not a huge lead out there for Crutchley at second. And the 0-1 from Brown. Low and outside, Crutchley lays off. Excuse me, that is Javen Jacobs at the plate. He'll lay off, making it a 1-1 count. And the 1-1. Another breaking ball, just missed the zone. 2-1 now for Javen Jacobs. On deck for the Sabercats is number 11, Kale Herrera. And the 2-1 is in there for a strike on Jacobs.
Yeah, good pitch from Jacob Brown there. Down in the count, goes to the fastball, gets one low and inside. The strike's on 2-2, runner on second. Big opportunity for Javen Jacobs, needs to drive in or needs to create some kind of offense for Saguaro. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 to Javen Jacobs. Kyle Herrera will come up.
Yeah, the high fastball got Jacobs that time, bringing up Herrera, as you said, the left fielder for the Sabercats. And Crutchley still out there at second. Haven't seen Crutchley show off the speed too much this year. Only played in a handful of games.
But he has been effective in those few games. One of the key contributors in the offense, even in this rut offensively. Obviously, Ty Nelson's been done a great job of generating some offense, even though they can't seem to put runs on the board. This 2-0 deficit is not what you want early for Saguaro.
First pitch is swung on by Herrera. He's way out in front. Last time Herrera was up, he hit a little blooper over to the second baseman who was able to make the play. The 0-1 in there for a strike. Herrera laying off that one. 0-2 now is the count.
Yeah, Kyle believing that one was going to be outside, and that one did look outside. That one looked outside to me. But obviously we are not behind the home plate. We do not have the best view as he checks the runner.
And that high pitch is swung on by Herrera and fouled off, keeping the count at 0-2. Crutchley remains at second. Brown will get the sign and come set. The 0-2. Swung on by Herrera. Backhanded play by the first baseman, Steinkamp, and he will toss it over to Jacob Brown for the out at first base, and that will retire the side. We'll get ready to come back with the top of the 5th inning. Thomas DeCesaro looking to keep this lead at a minimum. The Seton Catholic Sentinels lead 2-0 over the Saguaro Sabercats.
We have 4 kids from 16 down to 7. So we took our lifestyles, the hectic, scheduling that we have, and we said, okay, how do we make this fit? What's convenient for us? Our uniqueness is that we're customizable. You order what you want when you want it. You might order this week, you might not order next week. There's no charges, there's no auto ships. When you order something, it's made to order. The catering piece of our business has grown exponentially, over the last 6 months or so. Piggybacked off of what the home delivery side of it was into the corporate catering, I guess, if you will. From FBI to the Cubs to the Diamondbacks to Drive Time to Metro Mile. We have direct communication with every one of our customers. It's easy to get up in the morning when you love what you do. I get up every day and I'm excited. And then on top of that, we get to spend time with the kids and we bring them in and they'll help out, where they can and where they need to. And so we've created the family dynamic into the kitchen, and hopefully that transcends into the food that we produce.
Welcome back here to the top of the 5th inning. Gerard Gherkin is at the plate for the Sentinels. Thomas DeCesaro still out on the bump for the Sabercats. First pitch is a bit low. Excuse us as we reset our scoreboard. That pitch is in there for a strike, evens up the count at 1-1. Cesaro has now thrown 70 pitches on the day, 71. And on deck for the Sentinels is Nicholas Johnston. The 1-1 is lifted out to left field. Will it stay? No, it will fall foul just along that third base line.
Not even the wind moving from left and right today could keep that one in play.
It certainly looked like Gherkin would have been able to at least get a double on that one had it stayed fair.
And by the looks of it, there is some action in the Sabercat bullpen. It looks like the lefty, I believe probably Cade Schumard.
1-2 is hit over to Aiden Bronska, who makes the easy throw over to first base. And that is the first out of the inning, bringing up Nick Johnston.
Yeah, and it would be interesting, obviously, if you're Joe Mickey, you would love it if Thomas DeCesaro could go out this whole game. You don't want to throw a freshman out in a big-time playoff game trailing, but Cade Schumard can certainly do it as the pitch comes from DeCesaro a little high to Nick Johnston.
And last time Johnston came to the plate, he flew out to the center fielder, Javen Jacobs. 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. 1-1 now, the count. And after Johnston, we will get back to the top of the lineup with Josh Hamrick. Breaking ball just misses to the inside. 2-1 now for Thomas DeCesaro. That is hit over to Ty Nelson at short. He'll field it, the throw in the dirt, but the play is made by Cole Stocks. Nice pick over there by the senior.
Yeah, and again, 2 up, 2 down early on here. 2 good plays by the middle infielders. Bronska, the junior, at second, and Nelson, the senior, at short. Cole Stocks makes both catches, easy routine grabs. It is the leadoff hitter, Josh Hamrick, up to the plate.
First pitch is in there. Nice pitch from Thomas DeCesaro. Strike 1. Hamrick has been unable to get on base so far in this game. Had a ground out to shortstop and a line out also to Ty Nelson at short. 0-1 pitch is in the dirt. Evens it up at 1-1. 1-1 pitch is in there. Nice low fastball from DeCesaro. Brings the count to 1-2.
That one will be outside. 2-2 between DeCesaro and Hamrick at the battling here.
DeCesaro shakes off the first sign, and he'll actually step off. Maybe just to catch his breath before he makes a big pitch here.
Yeah, 2-2. Big spot for Thomas DeCesaro on the mound. DiGregorio will also get a little bit of a stretch there and reset. 2 outs, a chance to get out after a tough fourth with no one even reaching as Hamrick, high fly ball towards Cole Stocks at first. Stocks makes the play falling and ends the inning. Saguaro respond after a tough fourth, no runs score on no base runners. Bottom of the 5th on the Varsity Sports Show Network. Playoff baseball when we come back.
Bottom of the 5th here. Senior first baseman Cole Stocks will start it off for the Saguaro Sabercats. Once again, this 4A conference playoff baseball is brought to you by Barro's Pizza. Jacob Brown still out there on the mound for the Sentinels. He's been having an excellent game thus far.
Yeah, and Cole Stocks at the plate batting .389 in the year. He struck out looking his first time up to end the 2nd. It's now the 5th. It's still 2-0 Sentinels. Jacob Brown looking for his 2nd win against Saguaro this season.
First pitch, a bit of a check swing from Cole Stocks. He fouls that one off. It was a nice breaking ball from Jacob Brown. Looked like it caught the edge of the plate, was a bit low. That one will miss high. Evens it up at 1-1.
And where is this offense going to come from, Saguaro? That's got to be the question Joe Mickey's asking himself, and said they need to put 2 runs at least on the board. As Cole Stocks will line one towards the shortstop Rocco Gump. Routine throw from him. Play is made, first out of the inning.
And as you said, that really was just a routine ground ball for Rocco Gump. And he's an excellent player out there at short, an easy throw for him.
Yeah, and Frankie DiGregorio will come up for the Cats. But again, that offense needs to generate something here, especially in this bottom of the lineup. You're going to score runs when the bottom of the lineup has some production. They haven't had that the last couple games. They had it a lot early on in the season. Aiden Bronska doing a very good job creating some offense from that 9 spot. DiGregorio, obviously batting .333 all season, has done a good job, but they haven't had it in the last 2 weeks. They need it now, as that one's outside.
Two-0 now the count for DiGregorio with 1 out. Grounder hit over to the third baseman. Play is made as he charges, and the throw over to first in time to get DiGregorio. That is Michael Williamson out there at third base. 2 outs now. Brings number 13, Aiden Bronska, the second baseman for the Sabercats, to the plate.
And this big spot, Aiden Bronska, as we just talked about, generating some, creating some offense at the bottom of the lineup. He's the one that's going to do that as the 9-hitter, that second leadoff that they sort of use him as. They throw him out there to be that guy. Ty Nelson, the senior on deck, has been the best player in this tough stretch for the Cats. And then obviously you get to Cesaro, and then you move from there. But offense needs to be created here.
And that first pitch misses the zone a bit low to Bronska. 1-0 catches the zone. Brown doing an excellent job of keeping those fastballs low in the zone. 1-1 now, the count to Bronska. And that pitch is hit hard down the third base line. Foul. 1-2 now, the count. And you can feel it, time starting to run out for the Sabercats in this game. Pitch is high in the zone, misses ball. 2-2 is the count.
It's slowly gotten quieter here at the stadium. Obviously the dugout now a little bit more silent than it normally is. The well-traveling Seton Catholic fans are really the only team booing this crowd up as a great play by Jacob Brown, lined right back to him, grabs it right at his hip with the glove. A liner to the pitcher, ends the top of the fifth. Bottom of the fifth, Seton Catholic will look to increase their lead on the varsity sport. Top of the sixth when we come back, as Seton Catholic will look to increase their lead in this 4A playoff first round.
And welcome back here to the Varsity Sports Show Network. This 4A Conference Playoff Baseball game is brought to you by Barro's Pizza. Top of the sixth, leading it off for the Sentinels is Jacob Brown. Seton Catholic does lead 2-0 over Saguaro. Thomas DeCesaro still on the mound for the Sabercats, delivers the first strike of the at-bat.
Get that 2-0 lead almost entirely due to Jacob Brown's triple in the fourth, as he looks to work again as another swing and a miss goes in there to Jacob Brown.
Good pitch by DeCesaro, had Brown way out in front on that. Brown was actually the first run scored for the Sentinels as Thomas DeCesaro steps off to catch his breath. And DeCesaro will actually call his catcher, Frank DiGregorio, out to the mound to make sure they are on the same page. And while we have a moment, we will remind our viewers that broadcast rights to this AIA postseason event have been granted to the Varsity Sports Show by the Arizona Interscholastic Association and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our viewing audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the AIA is prohibited. 0-2 to Brown is hit foul down the first base line. and you can feel the heat starting to turn up a bit more as we get later into the day.
Yeah, the energy has been drained from this place, not only because the Sabercats are trailing 2-0, but obviously that sun is just beating down on you. When you're out there in that outfield for a long, long time in this kind of heat with this kind of sun, it can really hinder you when you come back to the plate. Swing and a miss from Jacob Brown for the first out of the inning. Thomas DeCesaro staying out there, even with Cade Schumard working in the mound. Big strikeout for him.
And it will bring up shortstop Rocco Gump. He has failed to get on base in his first 2 plate appearances.
Yeah, hasn't had the day he would like offensively. Obviously the strikeout in the first inning and then the fielder's choice that allowed Jacob Brown to score from third, but he's been a magnet on the defense side of the ball. Everything going to him, steal attempts, line drives, fly balls, grounders. He's made every play, it seems like, for that Sentinel defense.
1-0 from DeCesaro is in the dirt. That first pitch missed just to the outside, it looked like. And Rocco Gump has himself in a nice hitter's count, 2-0. With 1 out here. From DeCesaro, low, misses the zone.
Just misses the zone from Thomas DeCesaro. Rocco Gump looking to reach for the first time today. Thomas DeCesaro would love to get him out and move on to the next batter, Michael Williamson.
3-0 to Gump is low, a breaking ball from DeCesaro, and Rocco Gump is aboard with 1 out. It'll bring third baseman number 7, Michael Williamson, to the plate. He grounded out to third base in his first at-bat and struck out back in the 4th. So despite Thomas DeCesaro giving up the 2 runs in the 4th, he has done a good job of keeping the Sentinels off the base path. First pitch is in the dirt. Nice stop behind the plate by Frank DiGregorio.
Frankie holds Rocco Gump at first. And then an attempted pickoff is unsuccessful. Rocco Gump remains on first base.
(102) Williamson is in there. Evens it up at 1-1 now.
Big inning needed here for Thomas DeCesaro. Already has the 1 strikeout to Jacob Brown. Obviously now a runner on first. Williamson, chance to get him out.
Breaking ball from DeCesaro, right back to him. He'll make the play. Out at second, out at first. The double play for the Saguaro Sabercats, and that will end the top of the 6th inning. Thomas DeCesaro getting out of that one. The Sentinels still lead 2-0 over the Sabercats as we take another break here on the Varsity Sports Show Network. Welcome back here to the bottom of the 6th inning. Top of the order for the Saguaro Sabercats. That'll bring out Ty Nelson, the shortstop. Again, this 4A conference baseball playoff game is brought to you by Barrow's Pizza. We are here at Saguaro High School. here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Beautiful day for some baseball.
Yeah, these playoff games work off of momentum, and that double play, that big play by Thomas DeCesaro is certainly a opportunity to shift momentum as Ty Nelson comes to the plate and watches the first one go low and away.
One-0 from Brown, swung on by Nelson, evens it up at 1-1. On deck for the Sabercats is pitcher Thomas DeCesaro. 1-1, misses outside. 2-1 now for Ty Nelson. Nelson swings on the 2-1 pitch. Play is made by Rocco Gump over at short, and he will make the throw to TJ Steinkamp for the first out of the inning.
And we talked about Rocco Gump when he was at the plate last inning. He hasn't had the best day offensively, but every single thing he's been able to do defensively, he has done. Thomas DeCesaro made that nice double play for himself. Now he's got to help himself out here. It's going to start to feel a little too late. Only 5 outs left in this game, potentially, for the Cats.
First pitch to DeCesaro misses inside. And Thomas DeCesaro has not only been getting it done on the mound this season, but at the plate, batting .415 on the year, has 22 hits and 15 RBIs. 1-0 is hit back behind TJ Steinkamp at first base, and he roams back to make the catch. 2 outs in the bottom of the second, and that will bring up right fielder Tanner Nelson.
If anyone's going to get this offense going, it's going to be Tanner Nelson. 364 on the year, 16 hits, 15 RBIs. Those 3 home runs, he's got the most power of anyone on the Sabercat roster. Just a runner. You've got Miles Crutchley coming up. Miles so far with two appearances on the base path so far. So he's been your threat to reach. If you can just get another one on to come with him.
He watches that one go. Scoreboard is now back in left field. 1-0 pitch is swung on by Tanner Nelson, fouled back. Seton still holding on to that 2-run lead that they were able to get back in the 4th inning. Breaking ball misses the outside corner. 2-1 now for Tanner Nelson. Two-one is hit out into left field, and the play is made for the 3rd out of the inning. That is Gerard Gherkin out in left field, and Saguaro now down to their final at-bat to try and make a comeback. As we get ready to come back with the top of the 7th, the Seton That pitch is in there for a called strike. We'll bring it to 0-2 now on David Osana. And should Gerard Gherkin get the opportunity, he is in the on-deck circle. 0-2 pitches high and inside. One and two to Osana is chopped over to Ty Nelson again at short. Makes the play and the throw over to first in time. And Saguaro now heading into their final half inning, unless they are able to tie it up or possibly take the lead. And leading it off for the Sabercats is going to be designated hitter Miles Crutchley, as you said, Ryan. We're going to take what may be our final break here on the Varsity Sports Show Network. Welcome back here to the bottom of the seventh, which may be the final half inning here out at Saguaro High School.
Yep, 3 outs left, for the Saguaro Sabercats here. Seton Catholic lead 2-0, I believe. That was probably what you were going to say. Miles Crutchley at the plate.
Brown still on the mound for the Sentinels. Miles Crutchley will watch that first pitch go. Called a strike. Was a bit high in the zone. Oh, 1 in the dirt. Catcher David Osana not able to block that one. Evens the count up at 1-1.
Now, if Miles Crutchley gets on here, all of a sudden this becomes an undoubted game, a test of Jacob Brown's mental will. As that one's away, it's 2-1. But again, if Crutchley can get on, be a nuisance out there. Probably could throw Jacob Pickett on as a pinch runner and attempt to steal second and put a runner in scoring position. But just get a runner on. That one's going to be high, 3-1.
And a good job here by Miles Crutchley after that first called strike to work himself back into this at-bat.
And obviously Miles has made every count high. That's now going to go full. But the walk in the second inning for Miles, obviously he caused the error after the pitch count got way up there, and he was able to reach and get to second. So now it's a full count again.
And that one, it looked like he fouled it right off the end of the bat. Was way out in front on that pitch. As you said, 3-2 here now. Curveball is hit into center field, and the play is made out in center field by Josh Hamrick for the first out. 2 outs left for the Saguaro Sabercats. And as you said earlier, this Seton Catholic fan base traveled well today. It'll bring Javen Jacobs to the plate now with 1 out. He has 2 strikeouts on the day, 1 swinging, 1 looking.
Yeah, what has Javen got here? That's all it's going to be here. What can you get out of who you've got, as a high pitch will come in from Jacob Brown.
The 1-0 is in there for a called strike. One and one now to Jacobs. Curveball misses outside. Looked like Jacob Brown was trying to get that outside corner. 2-1 now for Jacobs. And Brown has just passed the 90 pitch mark, 91st on the way. That one is hit down the third base line, and it is called fair. Javen Jacobs heading to second. He'll have a stand-up double. The throw comes into the cutoff, and Jacobs will stay there at second. That stand-up double. One out now for the Sabercats. Kyle Herrera coming now to the plate.
And the stark contrast between the two fan bases here. Seton Catholic adamant that that was well foul. The Saguaro fans undoubtedly true. I have a view right down that third base line. In my opinion, that was well fair right on that side of the bag. Either way it gets down. A double for Javen Jacobs, creating some offense against Jacob Brown. Here comes Caleb Simpson, pinch hitting for Kyle Herrera. Caleb has some power, that one home run on the year. A chance to push one into right field. Anything into that right outfield will score Javen Jacobs with his speed.
The lefty, Caleb Simpson, steps into the box, and now Jacob Brown with a runner on. It appears he will work from the stretch as he gets the mound to his liking.
Be a nuisance if you're Jacob Brown, or if you're Javen Jacobs. Cause Jacob Brown to think about you nonstop. Anything in the outfield, especially towards that right, will score Javen Jacobs. Strike one in there from Jacob Brown.
That was a good pitch on the outside to start the at-bat by Brown. The 0-1 to Simpson. It's hit down the first base line. That's likely going to score Javen Jacobs. Oh, it is hit foul, excuse me. Was right down that first base line. Our view is slightly obscured by the Seton Catholic dugout.
Yeah, and that one did look a little more foul than fair. Obviously, Javen Jacobs would have easily scored. You probably have a guy like Caleb Simpson getting maybe even at least two, could stretch for three. But this is that momentum we've talked about all game. It's come here with 2 outs to go, created by Javen Jacobs. Caleb Simpson looking to add to it. Strikeout here would be massive for Jacob Brown.
The 0-2. Simpson swings, and that's hit into center field. They're going to send Jacobs home. Throw comes into Rocco Gump at second, and the Saguaro Sabercats are on the board. Caleb Simpson with an RBI single here in the bottom of the second with 1 out.
Better late than never for Saguaro here. The cutoff man was Rocco Gump. He didn't even turn around and attempt the throw, just taking what he can get. Holds Caleb Simpson at first. Cole Stocks, the first baseman, comes up. A 1-out rally so far for Saguaro. Javen Jacobs starts it off himself, scores, and Caleb Simpson will stand on first. One more run is all that's needed with 2 outs left in the season, potentially, for the Cats.
And Coach Mickey giving some advice to the senior before he steps into the box here. In a huge moment, biggest moment of the season here for the Sabercats. Down 2-1 with 1 out. Caleb Simpson, the runner at first. That one is hit out into right field. Right fielder roaming to his left, and the play is made right along the first base line. That time out in right field, it is Nicholas Johnston getting the 2nd out of the inning.
Yep, big play from Nicholas Johnston. Dampens the mood only slightly here. Frank DiGregorio comes up, the senior, runner on first. Anything he can do to put that ball in play is crucial here, and we've talked about it all year with Saguaro. That top-to-bottom production, usually when you get into the 5, the 6, the 7, 8, and the 9 hitters, you start to see a drop-off. Here it's not the same. They have production top to bottom. Aiden Bronska's on deck. He can do it as well. Just put the ball in play.
And it does look like we have a pinch hitter here for Frank DiGregorio. It's number 16 for the Sabercats. That's Rolando Cota.
Yep, Rolando, same thing, though. He's shown a propensity to be able to hit that ball and make it in as the pickoff attempt goes to Caleb Simpson unsuccessfully. So the same thing holds for Rolando Cota, though. just put the ball in play. If you can get the ball in play, advance Caleb Simpson, give Aiden Bronska the chance to do the same thing, give Ty Nelson the chance to do the same thing. That one's away. Caleb Simpson goes safe in there at second, so he steals 2. Runner in scoring position for the Cats. And Rolando Cota at the plate.
And a good jump there by Caleb Simpson at first base. He was really into second, no doubt about it. And a runner in scoring position here. 2 outs for Rolando Cota. Big spot here for the sophomore. And in games like these are where you need those younger players to step up. 1-0 is hit down the third base line, foul.
Well struck, well hit, but it's just a little early from Rolando Cota. 1-1. Saguaro down to their last 2 strikes.
Again, Simpson is that runner out at second. Rocco Gump threatening here and there. Significant lead for Simpson, though, as that is lifted back behind the plate and foul along this first base line. Some Seton Catholic fans having to dodge that one. 1-2 now for Rolando Cota, and you can hear the fans from both teams starting to turn up the volume now. Jacob Brown about to throw his 99th pitch of the game. A 1-2 count for Rolando Cota, 2 outs.
Cota, the sophomore, looking to keep the seasons alive for all of the seniors.
Brown shakes off the first. The 1-2. Cota swings, and it'll get down in the gap. Right up the middle, Caleb Simpson will come around to score. Rolando Cota with an RBI single with 2 outs. This game is tied.
And the Sabercat dugout is absolutely loving it. Rolando Cota, the sophomore, delivers in the biggest spot of the season. Caleb Simpson, who drove in Javen Jacobs early on, he scores himself. This game is tied. Jacob Brown can't quite see it out. The dugout will now be calmed down by the coaching staff. I can't blame him, though. It's 2-2. A 1-out rally in the bottom of the 7th. Aiden Bronska at the plate. Rolando Cota at first, and then we go back to the top of the order if we can get there.
Well, and as you said, Javen Jacobs came around to score with 1 out. Simpson got on with that 1 out as well. He was the player that brought home Jacobs. And Cota getting on after Cole Stocks flew out to right field for the 2nd out. And we will have a courtesy runner for Rolando Cota as he gets some love back at the Saguaro dugout. It is number 20, Caleb Sorrelman. Thank you, Ryan, for that.
Caleb actually worked camera for us on Wednesday. So a stark change for Caleb Sorrelman, working camera on the Varsity Sports Show to being a pinch runner in a big spot in a first-round playoff match.
And Sorrelman will hang out at first. Osana will try to throw behind him. 1-0 now as Brown just crossed over the century mark, getting ready to throw his 101st pitch of the day.
Aiden Bronska, 333 on the year, 15 hits in the 9 spot as another attempted pickoff goes unsuccessful. And then you get back to Ty Nelson, the senior, who would love to finish it off with a walk-off, I'm sure.
The 1-0 from Brown. Bronska fouls that one off again back to the softball field, along this first base side. 1-1 now.
Cats have not been involved in an extra innings game all season long, and down 2-0 after the top of the 7th. They would have loved to have gotten there. Could they go one step better and win it?
Pickoff over at first, Sorrelman back in time. Big spot here for the junior Bronska at the plate.
Does Thomas DeCesaro come back out on the mound, you think? You have to wonder that line foul by Bronska.
Yes, that has to be a question Coach Mickey is thinking about.
Now, Cade Schumard spent a lot of time in the bullpen. He sat down after about halfway through the 6th inning. Haven't seen anyone in there since. He is the ace. You'd love him to see out this game.
Jacob Brown, he'll come set. The 1-2. Bronska hits that one over to the second baseman, and the easy throw is made. That is Ethan Chavez over at second base. And while we have an extra inning game here, tie ball game 2-2 here out at Saguaro High School. We'll take another break here on the Varsity Sports Show Network. And before we come back here for the top of the 8th inning, we would just like to remind our audience, broadcast rights to this AIA postseason event have been granted to the Varsity Sports Show by the Arizona Interscholastic Association and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our viewing audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the AIA is prohibited. Welcome back here on the Varsity Sports Show Network. Again, this 4A conference baseball game is brought to you by Barrow's Pizza. Leading it off for the Seton Catholic Sentinels in the top of the 8th is Gerard Gherkin, the left fielder.
He'll face Ty Nelson, who's come in from short. He and Thomas DeCesaro have swapped. Ty has been used occasionally this year on the mound, normally as a one-inning kind of guy. Just get up, do a job, get those 3 outs. That one's driven to DeCesaro, who will make the throw to Cole Stocks. 1 up, 1 down for Ty Nelson, looking to make quick work of the Sentinels in the top of the 8th. Extra innings playoff baseball.
And for the Sentinels, they have their 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up right now. But for the Sabercats, once we get to the bottom of the 8th, they have their 1, 2, and 3 hitters coming up. As Ty Nelson delivers. That pitch will miss outside, just barely missed that outside corner. 1-0 now to Nicholas Johnston. 1-0 again will miss high and outside. 2-0. And that pitch is in there for a strike. 2-1 now for Ty Nelson.
Really good speed from Ty Nelson there. It looks much quicker than DeCesaro's fastball as that one gets low and away for 3 and make it count 3-1. But a different kind of look, as we said. Thomas likes to throw a little bit of work around, different pitches. Nelson working the fastball and walks number 11, Nicholas Johnston, runner on first.
Runner on first, as you said, and it will bring up center fielder Josh Hamrick. Josh Hamrick ground out to short, line out to short, and a fly out to first base. He's had a tough day at the plate thus far. And Nelson working out of the stretch. He'll pick off over at first. Johnston back in time, though.
Jacob Brown in the on-deck circle for the Sentinels.
And that pitch is in the dirt. Runner at first will stay. Johnston didn't look like he was threatening too much over there.
Johnston probably smart enough to understand that in this late of a game, a tie game, you don't want to unnecessarily get yourself out.
1-0 low and outside. for Ty Nelson. Ty Nelson getting some words of encouragement from Thomas DeCesaro. Two of them working very hard to keep the Sabercats in this game, as Nelson delivers the 2-0 to Hamrick, and it is in there for a strike. 2-1 now is the count. Two-one pitch is in there for a strike. Another fastball right in the zone.
Ty
2-2.
Nelson calms down, delivers two really good strikes in there on the fastball. Gives himself a chance to get the second out of the inning, battling back against Josh Hamrick. Hamrick swings, another grounder to second. DeCesaro will throw to first. Out at first is the call, and another grounder to short.
Yeah, that was a really nice play over at first base by Cole Stocks, making the pick to save the throw from DeCesaro. It was a long throw for the junior.
And it doesn't matter who the shortstop has been today. We've called a lot of that. Obviously, Ty Nelson has gotten a lot of work at short for the Cats, and obviously Rocco Gump has done a majority of the work defensively for the Sentinels.
But now a runner in scoring position, that's Johnston out at second, and Jacob Brown, he'll actually call time at the plate and step out.
Brown with a triple today, and those two to go along with two strikeouts. That triple he did score from on the fielder's choice from Gump.
First pitch, high, called a ball. Started off 1-0 for Jacob Brown, and the third base coach for the Sentinels will actually come over to the home plate ump. Looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner for, Nicholas Johnston out there. It's number 2 for the Sentinels.
As Sammy and I attempt to race to find out who he is, whoever gets there first.
Let's see. And 1-0 now. And that is number 2, Andrew Friedel, senior out there. And a pitch in the dirt, handled by DiGregorio.
Yeah, good play from Frankie to keep him at second. You don't want him at third whatsoever, but with 2 outs, it almost doesn't matter where he goes.
Nelson delivers the 2-0. Low, called the ball, 3-0 now. Tough pitch to lay off, but Jacob Brown does just that. 3-0. Taken and called a strike in a similar spot to that last pitch. 3-1 now for Ty Nelson.
Yep, that one just finds the outside corner. Rocco Gump would love to bat in the 8th with a runner in scoring position. Ty Nelson would not like that, as that one is swung and fouled off over the right field line. Full count to Jacob Brown, who we still have as the pitcher. I wonder if he'll come out for the 8th. Obviously, Thomas DeCesaro did not. I think Jacob Brown might actually come out. I think they'll let him go as far as he can physically go, even with the 2 runs he just gave up.
Full count to Brown is in the dirt, and he will get aboard. 2 base runners now for the Sentinels in the top of the 8th. Ty Nelson in a bit of a jam here, but nothing insurmountable here, but he will have a big challenge with Rocco Gump stepping to the plate.
As here comes Dave Fortney to go talk to him. And again, Ty has been used really only as that 1-inning kind of pitcher. Just get in there, get the 3 outs, get out of it. So you have to start to think, what's next if this game is still tied and it goes to the 9th? Who would you throw out there? Guys like Cade Schumard, Kent Litzner. Luke Olinger probably can't pitch after he went almost the distance against Tucson South Point on Wednesday. Some other guys you could throw out there. Caleb Simpson made a brief appearance on Wednesday. There's a lot of options for this Sabercat on this Sabercat staff.
And once again, we would like to remind you that the winner of this game will move on and play on Tuesday at 4 o'clock. They will play the winner of the Buckeye Union and Mesquite game, though the last time we heard Mesquite was leading that game by 9 runs. And should Mesquite hang on to that win, the winner of this game will play at Mesquite High School next Tuesday. Rocco Gump comes back to the plate after that quick pause. Ty Nelson getting some words from pitching coach. And the first pitch to Rocco Gump high and inside. Started off 1-0. And this is a big spot that you more or less want your seniors there for you. Ty Nelson stepping up in a huge moment in the top of the 8th. The 20th pitch of this half inning, and it gets past DiGregorio. It looked like that pitch actually
Third baseman number 7, Mikey Williamson.
hit Rocco Gump, it looks like. And the bases are loaded now with cleanup hitter Michael Williamson now coming to the plate.
Nicholas Johnston, who reached on a walk, is now at third. Jacob Brown, the pitcher, is at second, and obviously Rocco Gump at first. Can Ty Nelson do it? Can he get out of it, the senior?
First pitch high in there, ball 1.
Just fires in a fastball there. I think he might just have this mentality, but I'm going to go out there and I'm going to throw it as hard as I can.
1-0 in there for a called strike, evens it up at 1-1 now.
And that does look like what Ty is going to go out there and do. Just throw it as hard as you can. If he makes contact, make a play on the infield or in the outfield, or I'm just going to strike him out with my fastball.
1-1 is hit foul along this first base line over into the softball field. Brings the count to 1-2 with Nelson facing Williamson. Williamson, the third baseman for the Sentinels.
It is some serious heat from Ty Nelson, much faster than Thomas DeCesaro was throwing earlier.
Huge moment here for the senior, the 1-2. High, called a ball, 2-2 now is the count.
Play by DiGregorio to hold on to it. Make sure no one can get home on this deep backstop. One of the deepest in the 4A class.
And the 2-2 from Nelson. Check swing. They will check over with the first base umpire. They say he did not go a full count here. And with 2 outs, we'll likely see those runners moving.
I mean, full count, bases loaded, 2 outs, extra innings. This is the spot that Ty Nelson would love to be pitching on. He lives for this moment.
Ty Nelson, the full count pitch that's lofted back behind DeCesaro, and it will fall. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. The throw from Jacobs into Cole Stocks, and the Sentinels take a 2-run lead here in the top of the 8th. That one was just a little blooper right in front of the center fielder, Javen Jacobs, and he was unable to make a play. A 2 out RBI single for Williamson. Opens this game up. 4-2 now lead the Sentinels. Ty Nelson still on the mound. First pitch in there to TJ Steinkamp, the first baseman, called a strike.
Yeah, and you thought there was a big momentum shift in the bottom of the 7th there when Saguaro was able to grab the 2 runs. For Seton Catholic, though, just absolutely doubles it there. Massive celebration in the dugout for the Sentinels.
Another fastball in there, called a strike. 0-2 now here to TJ Steinkamp.
Well, and for Ty Nelson on that at-bat, he did exactly what he said he was going to do. Just threw strikes. If you were going to make contact, make a play out in the outfield. Just a blooper right in front of Javen Jacobs that allows the 2 to score. 2-2 is the count to Steinkamp. 2 outs.
The 2-2 from Nelson. Runner goes from first, and DiGregorio tries to get him out at second, unable to. And the Sentinels now once again have 2 runners in scoring position. Still 2 outs here. A big 2-out rally for the Sentinels. Full count here. That one is chopped over down the first base line and foul. Cole Stocks making the play over there. And we'll go another.
Yeah, another full count, as you just said, and it's nothing else can score here if you want a chance to win this game. You have to get it out on this batter.
That pitch, that time Steinkamp kind of just throws his bat out. Ty Nelson over there to make the play at first, and that will retire the side. Saguaro unable to keep Seton Catholic off the scoreboard. They take a 2-run lead once again, up 4-2 as we take another break here on the Varsity Sports Show Network. Welcome back to the bottom of the 8th inning. Again, Saguaro backs against the wall, down 2 runs here. A new pitcher for the Sentinels. It's number 27, Tommy Steinkamp. He was out at first base. Now Gerard Gherkin takes his place over at first.
Number 4, the pitcher, Ty Nelson.
And Ty Nelson comes out to lead off the order for the Sabercats.
An extra bit of motivation for Ty, having given up the 2 runs in the top of the 8th. He needs to start them off strong. Obviously a 1-2-3 inning coming up. Ty, DeCesaro, and then Tanner Nelson. And then we get back to Miles Crutchley, Javen Jacobs, and probably Caleb Simpson yet again. Maybe not, though.
And Ty Nelson now steps into the batter's box. Tommy Steinkamp working out of the stretch. The first pitch low, looked like a curveball in the dirt. The 1-0 pitch, high, called a ball. (2-0) now here to the senior Ty Nelson. Another low pitch in the zone, called a ball. 3-0 now here to Ty Nelson. We'll see if Coach Mickey gives him the take sign or the green light. 3-0 from junior TJ Steinkamp. In there for a strike. First strike of the at-bat.
Didn't like the pitch, was never going to swing at anything he didn't like with a 3-0 hitter's count. It's 3-1.
Yep, 3-1, still a hitter's count here. And that one is hit down the first base line. Looks like it's going to head foul, and it is foul. Brings it to a full count now here. Can TJ Steinkamp secure the win for the Sentinels? The 3-2. Nelson swings, that's hit over to Rocco Gump at shortstop. He sets his feet and makes the throw over to first base for the first out of the half inning. Saguaro down to their final 2 outs now. Thomas DeCesaro, now playing shortstop, will step up to the plate.
Yeah, and this is the same thing that happened last time. They got that first out, and then they started to go on their little run with that first out. Can DeCesaro get them going with Tanner Nelson on deck? They need 2. More than 2 would certainly not hurt, though.
First pitch will be outside. 1-0 now for Thomas DeCesaro. And Thomas DeCesaro, he has been unable to get on base. Flew out to the first baseman, flew out to the center fielder, and struck out looking back in the first inning. As that one was hit foul, evens it up at 1-1. Still one out here. Steinkamp comes set, the 1-1. Taken by DeCesaro, called a ball. Somehow got through catcher David Osana. Two-one here for the junior Thomas DeCesaro. Steinkamp sets, delivers. Swung on by DeCesaro, hit down the third base line. Left fielder giving chase. It will land foul. That is a new left fielder out there as Gerard Gherkin is at first.
Probably Jacob Brown, I would assume, based on how they've made the adjustments. 2-2. DeCesaro puts the jersey in the mouth.
Steinkamp will step off, talk with his catcher, David Osana, for a moment, make sure they're on the same page. And again, this 4A conference playoff baseball game is brought to you by Barrow's Pizza. One out here still in the bottom of the 8th. 2-2 count for Thomas DeCesaro. Steinkamp delivers, and that is hit into center field, and it will be caught out there by Josh Hamrick. Sabercats down to their final out now.
And it's Tanner Nelson who's 0 for 3 on the day. Your front third of the lineup, 1, 2, and 3, have not had any success whatsoever today. That's probably been the cause of the lack of offense you've seen produced by the Cats.
As you said, all three of the first three hitters for Saguaro 0 for on the day. That one is hit foul back behind into the softball field. 0-1 now here to Tanner Nelson, 2 outs. And the junior TJ Steinkamp 1 out away. That pitch is in there for a called strike. He's now ahead, 0-2 in the count. Tanner Nelson falling behind here. Saguaro down to what may be their final pitch, down 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th. Another time is called between pitcher and catcher, Osana and Steinkamp. They'll meet on the mound briefly as Coach Mickey comes over and talks to Tanner Nelson. Huge pitch coming up here. And waiting on deck is designated hitter Miles Crutchley. We'll see if he's able to get an opportunity. 0-2 to Tanner Nelson. Left high, the Seton Catholic dugout certainly thought that was the final pitch of the game, as did their fan base.
Halfway out the dugout, the Sentinel players were, but it's 1-2.
Steinkamp in there, but it's lined over the second baseman's head. That's Ethan Chavez at second. Tanner Nelson looking to take second, and he's going to head for 3. And he'll be in there standing up as the throw comes into Rocco Gump, and he runs it in. Tanner Nelson, a 2-out triple, and Saguaro not out of it yet. Designated hitter Miles Crutchley to the plate.
Tanner Nelson takes advantage of the umpire keeping his season alive. Miles Crutchley comes up, having struggled all day. He's got the 2 walks. His He's done a fantastic job all day of making those counts, full count. I think he's had a full count on all 3 of his at-bats so far today. Maybe just 2 out of the 3, but Javen Jacobs is on deck. Big spot for Crutchley. Needs to put a run in here. Junior.
First pitch is high, called a ball, 1-0 now for Miles Crutchley. Tanner Nelson waiting over there at third base. Can Miles Crutchley get him home? The 1-0 swung on. That's heading over here along the first base side, and it will fall into the softball field. 1-1 now, the count. TJ Steinkamp, the junior for the Sentinels, is 2-0. That is swung and lofted towards center field, and the ball is dropped by Josh Hamrick. Miles Crutchley heading to second. As the throw comes in, he'll be up with a stand-up double, an E8 out there in center field, and Saguaro scores another run with a runner in scoring position now. Not out of it yet are the Sabercats.
No, and I think Josh Hamrick believed that was just going to be a routine play out there in center field. Makes a jump almost to just think he had the easy one. He's out there by himself in the outfield thinking about it as we talk. But and Tanner Nelson scores after a hustle play out there, deep ball hit towards center field, got hung up at the fence. He was able to get to third. And opportunistic from Saguaro there, Miles Crutchley gets to second on the E8. And here comes Javen Jacobs again in a big spot.
Yep, and Tanner Nelson, that ball that he hit went just over the head of Ethan Chavez at second base, and like you said, he was able to leg it out, able to get over to third base. Jacob Pickett will come out to be the pinch runner for Miles Crutchley out there at second base.
And this is where Jacob Pickett thrives. He's not the best at running the bases, trying to get steals, but if you can get a ball in play in that outfield, Jacob Pickett is the man you want on the base path for the Cats.
And back to that pop fly out to Josh Hamrick. That jump, as you mentioned, may have thrown him off out there, and that first pitch is low in the zone, called the ball for Javen Jacobs, now the center fielder for the Sabercats.
I completely understand it from Josh Hamrick's perspective. You want to go out in style, but it's extra innings. You can't make those kinds of mistakes, as that one's just a little high. 2-0 to Javen Jacobs, the center fielder.
Big spot here for Javen Jacobs. TJ Steinkamp will come set in the stretch and deliver the 2-0. Swung on by Jacobs, and Pickett is heading to third. The throw down, it gets away from the third baseman. Pickett thought about it for a moment, but Rocco Gump was right there to back up Michael Williamson at third base, and he keeps Pickett at third.
Heads up play by the shortstop Rocco Gump. Joe Mickey screaming at Jacob Pickett to stay on third. Really didn't want him to go at all. Jacobs now takes the 2-1. Will take the 2-1, sorry. Runner on third now with Jacob Pickett. Anything hit in the outfield will score Jacob Pickett to tie this game in the 8th inning. Anything.
Tying run at third base. Winning run at the plate. The 2-1 to Jacobs. Swung on down the third base line, called foul. A real close play down that third base line.
Yeah.
A good call by the umpire.
And they got the one early on that was called fair. That one was definitely foul, even though it was really close. And sometimes the Sabercat team just amazes me where they can just pull this momentum out of nowhere. They've done it in the 7th. They've done it at times early on in the year against Mesquite, especially way back early on in the season. I think that was the first game we covered against the Mesquite Wildcats.
I believe you are correct with that.
But it is 2-2 to Javen Jacobs. Potentially the last strike here for the Saguaro Sabercats. Kyle Herrera is on deck.
In both these strikes, the first one, Jacobs swung and missed, but he was way out in front. And on that last pitch, again, early on it, hit it down that third base line. Can he time it up here? The 2-2 from Steinkamp. Low in the zone, it'll bounce in the dirt. And Osana will keep Pickett there at third base. The count is full. Biggest pitch of the game coming up right here.
And every pitch from here on out is pretty much going to be the biggest pitch of the game. Javen Jacobs has to face it. The pressure will now be on Kyle Herrera if Jacobs can get on.
And Steinkamp now comes set. The 3-2. Swung on and fouled. Excuse me, it's still in play down the first base line. And the play is made by the first baseman, Gerard Gherkin, out there. And Saguaro getting some waves from the Seton Catholic players. A tough loss for the Saguaro Sabercats as they take the loss 4-3 here in extra innings against a very competitive Seton Catholic team.
Yep, and for Saguaro, it's a season that I've been glad to be a part of, obviously. I'm sure you have as well, Sammy. Vince is, I'm certainly is pleased that he's been a part of it. Javen Jacobs out there will be credited as the final out of the game. But a battle. They didn't go out. They were down 2-0 in the bottom of the 7th. They scored 2 runs. They created momentum from nothing. They allowed 2 runs in the top of the 8th. They didn't back down. They got a run. They had a chance to create a second run. They just didn't back down. And for Joe Mickey's team, he loses a lot of senior leadership, but this experience and today's game especially, the battle that they put in there for the younger players, the returners that they're going to have for next year's run, is going to be vital. The Cats' season is done. But for me, you have to look at this game as a building point for the program, a chance that they really took advantage of. They battled. That's the key word here. The player of the game, if you had to pick one, I think I would go with Caleb Simpson, but really the whole team top to bottom, the dugout every time they were down, trying to build that momentum, the positivity that's been there all year. So today I think you could almost say the Stessa Movement Company Sabercat player of the game is everybody, and especially the guys like Caleb Simpson, Javen Jacobs, Thomas DeCesar, who put in a wonderful performance on the mound, couldn't quite see it all the way through. For Seton Catholic, they get the chance to play Mesquite now, who are one of the toughest programs in 4A. For Saguaro, their season's done, but they move to next season. They move to the offseason with a lot of experience gained from a tough season, one of the toughest schedules in 4A that they played, probably the toughest schedule in 4A. They're the number 7 seed this year. They're going to look to move on next year.
Yep, a very tough pill to swallow for these seniors on this Saguaro team, but as you said, it has been a pleasure to cover them.